So I've become fully convinced that I may, in fact, be happier living by my own, on my own in the mountains because of how full of shit people are. At the same time, I kind of really like the total abrasive, full of shit nature of New Yorkers. So if I went to live in the mountains, I'd have to leave New York, and then that wouldn't be fulfilling. But let's be a little bit more specific, shall we? And I'm talking about saying I'm sorry. You know, I have to say that, saying I'm sorry is a really hard thing for everybody. I don't know anybody that says it easily. I don't know anybody that wants to take responsibility and it's like, yay, I did something wrong and you got hurt. Wow, let me take responsibility and apologize and be really, really clear about what I did wrong and protect your feelings. And I don't think like that's the aim here. And I'm not looking for perfection either in language or in gesture. However, I do believe that we could all use a little more awareness. And part of why I do these 5-minute things is because I'm trying to develop more awareness as I speak. And my great hope is that as you listen to me, you might also develop more awareness about what you say and what it means to people. Now, let's go back. So years ago, I was apologizing about something, and this was a situation that it wasn't like, oh, I bumped into you in the supermarket. This was a deep relationship, a close family member, and I was aiming to take responsibility for just the negative nature of the relationship as it was ongoing in our lives. And it didn't quite go over well because as I tried to over-explain myself, I also neglected to say, I'm sorry. And what was really telltale at that point in my life, what I learned was that I was so busy scripting and trying to take responsibility for what I did and to express it and script it and speak it in perfect language that I neglected to understand the person I was talking to, and I neglected to communicate fully with that person in trying to understand what they needed for me to make it better. So it was like a lot of blah, 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 right? And what was so funny about that is I thought I did a kick-ass thorough job of being responsible. And again, she said, well, you didn't even say you were sorry. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't even think about that. And part of that was intentional, I will say, because in my younger life, I would regularly do things and always be like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, and not mean it. So at that point in my life, I was trying to stay away from I'm sorry. Now, but I learned something from that, which is if you're going to have deep conversations or even superficial conversations, so to speak, or lighter conversations about responsibility or apologies or damage done or harm or whatever it is, be in the conversation and be clear and be communicating with the person, not just at the person. But here's my big pet peeve and why I'm bringing this up today is I've had a couple of people no show and just do things that were just kind of, I don't even look at it. I used to call it disrespectful, but now I just call it self-absorbed. Like people are running around wildly in their heads, in their own tornadoes, just like not really understanding how they're connecting or disconnecting other people. And so really we'll just call it the harm of the self-absorbed. And the apology attempt was like this. It was a text that was, so sorry. This person did this once before, and the text last time was, apologies. I don't know if that sounds as fucking annoying to you as it is to me, which is reeks of a complete lack of responsibility. I would never apologize to anybody in a text. And if I had to, I would. But generally speaking, if I want to apologize, I'm going to do it as face-to-face as possible. But it was also the lack of accountability. It wasn't like, I'm really sorry. It was like, so sorry. Or apologies. What does that mean exactly? Like apologies. No, the expression is actually, I owe you an apology, or my apologies for not da 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 da. But now that's been shortened to apologies. Or I'm so sorry, or I'm really sorry. Not so sorry. I don't know if y'all hear the difference, but I do. So anyway, I just bring this up just to be clear and just to get a little bit more of a tone of like depth to the things that we say to each other, because it's annoying to me. If it's annoying to me, it's probably annoying to other people. And again, I don't want to get into the nuances of like, oh, this is the right way to say something, because that's not my point. My point is just to be clear about your intentions when you are saying something and be thorough about what it is you want to say. Say what you mean and don't be mean when you say it. And also I would add, just be clear and be direct and own it. Own it. Own it, own it, own it. All right, y'all have a good day. Thanks for joining me. Talk to you later.